Okay, Ryan, so what I'm going to teach you is I'm going to show you how to do the julienne and also brim wire of carrot, and they're the two that I want you to start practicing on. So the julienne is matchstick size, 1mm by 1mm by 4 centimetres, and the brim wire is a dice 1mm by 1mm. Very similar cuts, so what we're going to start with is cutting it 4 centimetres long, holding the knife by the handle, not by the blade. So we cut it 4 centimetres long, then we square up the edges, making sure you've got your fingers bent back and all the edges of the carrot are squared. That gets put aside for trimming to go into soup, all the edges. We cut this one the same size. So we don't waste any of it. So now the carrots they're square and they're 4 centimetres long. And what we do, bending the fingers back, holding the knife. You hold it. Holding the knife by the handle, making sure your fingers are bent back. You want to cut it nice and thin so that they are all approximately 1mm thick. Some books will tell you 2mm, others will tell you 1mm. If you aim to get it a little bit finer, that will work well. Sometimes you'll get a piece like that, it's not cut properly, just pop it aside. Once you've cut it all into nice even pieces, stack them up, keeping this part of the knife on the board and chopping with this part of the blade. You're able to, making sure your fingers are bent back so you don't cut your fingers. Rock the blade up and down. You'll get to an end where you have a little bit that you can't cut, so that goes into your soup pot. And the rest of these are as we asked for, 4 centimetres long and 1 to 2 centimetres wide. But we want to keep them all nice and even as we possibly can. Okay, so that's our julienne. When we're doing our brim wire, the brim wire of carrot is basically the same step. So we've cut them down into pieces. We're then cutting them into julienne, and nice and fast, putting that into the soup pot. And then these pieces here we turn around and we do exactly the same the other way to give us the nice fine dice. So we've got them all stacked up, our fingers are bent backwards, this part of the blade is on the board and this part is where we're cutting them with, and we just rock that up and down, slowly moving back along the length of the carrots to make sure that we've got a nice even dice. When we lay them out, they're all nice and even, nice, very fine dice. You'll get a few pieces like that that may not fit the size properly. Put those into the soup bowl. So we've got the julienne there, we've got a brim wire, and that's our carrots cut. Carrots cut. Just to do that again, we cut that down into 1mm thick pieces until it's no longer safe for you to be able to hold on to that. We stack up those pieces for you, get them nice and neat, holding that part of the blade on the board, this part for chopping, and we're just rocking upwards and up and down until we've got all of that cut into a nice fine julienne. So there's our julienne there on the board. Again for the brim wire, take it to the julienne first of all. Turn them around and chop it so that we've got a nice fine brim wire. Now some chefs, as I said, will tell you that a julienne is 2mm thick, others will tell you 1mm thick. Doesn't really matter so long as they're consistent, and depending on the job that you're doing, it may change slightly for that particular job. Right, so that's our julienne and our brim wire.